Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to share with you 23 habits of highly successful people. These are habits I have picked up from reading books, articles, and from casually talking with some of the most successful people I know in my own life. These are habits that I truly believe are important for all of us to be aware of. But don't stress if you are not perfect at all of them. Nobody's perfect. The first step is awareness. The next step is to practice them little by little every day. It's always a journey. All right, let's begin. The most successful people take full ownership of their lives. They don't complain or blame others for their problems. They take responsibility for both the good and the bad. They understand that even though they can't control everything that happens, they can always control how they respond. They choose to respond in a positive and productive way. Because of this, successful people stay optimistic about their future. Next, successful people know their priorities and always focus on the most important tasks first. They understand that what they work on matters more than how fast they do it. It's better to be effective on meaningful work than efficient on unimportant tasks. Another common trait, they create their own morning routine. A productive day begins with the right start. They choose activities that energize and inspire them and get smaller daily tasks done early. Personally, I like to drink water, take vitamins, journal, and exercise before I begin working. Many successful people also practice meditation or mindfulness every day. This could be journaling, morning pages, or tools like the 5-minute journal. Tim Ferriss has shared that more than 80% of high achievers he interviewed have a daily mindfulness practice. Another habit, they make health and exercise a top priority. Research shows that eating well and moving your body regularly increasing productivity, motivation, happiness and even longevity. They know their physical health directly impacts every other area of life. Another important habit is continuous learning. Successful people read and learn all the time. Bill Gates reads about 50 books a year. Warren Buffett reads hundreds of pages daily. Elon Musk taught himself rockets through reading. But they don't just read anything. They carefully choose books that grow their knowledge and skills. Discipline and self control are also key. Successful people stay focused and don't get lost in distractions or FOMO. They keep their priorities clear and their eyes on the goal. They are also extremely consistent. Consistency builds greatness. Small, steady actions done over time create big results. If you want to build consistency, try committing to something for 21 days straight. If you miss a day, start over. The longer you stay consistent, the stronger the habit becomes. Another trait, they follow through with what they say. When they make a promise, they honor it. They don't get excuses, they give results. Successful people also persevere. They don't quit easily. They keep going no matter what challenge comes up. One quote I used to tell myself early on was, no matter how hard it gets, I'm going to make it. That mindset helped me push through and stay determined. They also aren't afraid of failure. They see failure as feedback. Failure teaches what doesn't work so you can adjust and try again. Oprah once said, failure is life moving us in another direction. Successful people also sharpen their craft daily. They practice, improve, and make small progress each day. Over time, that's how they become master at what they do. Ask yourself, what's your craft? What skill matter most for your career? And how can you practice them every single day? Another habit, self-awareness. They know their strengths and weaknesses. They're confident but also humble enough to admit that they need to grow. Gratitude is also a big part of success. Tony Robbins says success without gratitude is the ultimate failure. Gratitude helps you feel rich with what you already have. Without it, you will always be chasing more. They also build a strong support system, whether that's a partner, friends, family, mentors, coaches, or a small community. It doesn't need to be big, just a few people you can count on. Successful people also surround themselves with like minded achievers. You are the average of the five people you spend the most time with. This is so true. They choose to spend time with people who inspire them and push them higher. They are goal oriented too. Not only do they set clear goals, they also create step by step plans and follow through. They know execution is everything. Another habit, they take initiatives. They don't wait around for opportunities, they go out and create them. They also know how to manage their emotions. They're aware of how emotions influence thoughts and behavior. They learn to separate from emotions that aren't useful in the moment so they can get the important work done. Clear communication is another habit. Great leaders are great communicators. They speak with confidence and clarity and listen deeply to others. They ask questions, take notes, and truly understand situations before acting. Successful people also value their alone time. They spend quiet time reflecting and connecting with their intuition. This helps them recharge and plan their next step with clarity. And finally, they love the process more than the outcome. They don't just chase results, they learn to enjoy the journey. That's what keeps them committed and motivated in the long run. If you love what you do, your chances of success are much higher. So, there you have it, 23 habits of highly successful people. Of course, there are more, but this is a great starting point. If you want to pin this list, check out my blog post link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. And follow me on Instagram too. Thanks so much for watching. Love you all. See you next time. Bye.